stories, what the best part of the story is that you are here.
Yes.
That's the best part of the story.
That's the best part.
Yeah. You are here to tell that story. All right.
Yeah.
So
that is definitely the win.
Yeah, that's the biggest win. Okay. Now you had to leave your employment.
Right.
Okay. This happens a lot, when that's why you call it a life-changing event.
Yes.
Tell me, how did you feel having to leave your career, your job, to focus on that fight?
Yeah. So, like I said, it wasn't an easy decision, because I could see back then in 2013, and it's, it feels like I blinked and 10 years have gone by. But I do remember sitting around the table that time in 2013, and the MD, really just asking for the organization to be given a chance to work around, my situation. But I just, with the little information I had then, I felt like it was too much of a risk to stay on. So I opted to leave. And that's how I ended up, I was in the job market for a while. My parents were doing this thing and they invited me to join them on, but we eventually had to let that go. So a few years, up and about, and then that's when I start the business. So it's been life-changing as far as, for instance, as we speak, I'm not sure that I can say hold a typical 9 to 5. Yes, I'm well. Yes, I'm healthy. Yes, I'm controlled. But it's probably the combination of the stigma. If I was to now tell my HR, for example, for some concessions, that this is what I'm living with. And also I know for a fact that a lot of places that are in my scope of work, which is around strategy and market research, are a lot busier right now. You saw the redundancies that came with COVID. So I'm here, I'm doing the work of 2 other people. I end up being stressed. Stress is a direct trigger for me. So that sort of keeps me just continuously trying to be creative around, marketing my services. Sometimes at the end of the month, when, say, I haven't been on a project for a few months, it does get sad, because, in a different life, that would not have been me. But on the flip side, I'm choosing to take a position of gratitude. So for whatever, lack of funds I don't have, I have life, I have laughter.
That's it.
I have, and I feel like, especially my contribution in epilepsy awareness, in epilepsy policy making, will play its part as far as raising visibility of it. as a result of that, I got more interested, if you like, in the mental health space.
Yeah.
And so in our country, we, just by way of background, the then Minister for Health in 2019 put together a task force, a mental health task force. And one of my colleagues came across it and didn't see any representation from the people who actually live with the conditions. So it had psychiatrists, it had psychologists, but she was like, where are we? So she invited a group of us, we agitated, we called a press conference, and she ended up getting onto the task force.
Okay.
And so as a result of that, the influences in our different spaces for the conditions we lived with, then we asked ourselves, okay, what if we came together? What could we do together? And so the concept of the Mental Health Alliance of Kenya was born. There were big plans for it, to register it and to get grants and things like that for development work. As we speak, we now just exist, on a chat group. And I was elected team lead.
Okay.
So I'm now fine with just having access to resource people for different conditions, because I don't think that that's a given. That I have head of autism and head of all those associations. On speed dial. So that's how I got to be involved in the mental health space. And perhaps to preempt your question, that's how my podcast was born.
Yeah. That's true. See, before we talk about your podcast,
right.
You mentioned that due to your condition, you wouldn't advocate that for you to get back to your former work schedule. Okay.
It's former work schedule. Yes.
I mean, I say for myself, I don't want to get back to what I did. Okay.
Right.
But I say to myself, I wouldn't, if I was a manager in that space, I would not hire me. Now, I have all my knowledge.
Yes.
But the knowledge is not the thing that did the job I did.
Yes.
Okay. See, there was a lot of negotiations, arguments to get things done.
Yes.
In my current self,
yes,
I don't want to get into those negotiations. I just don't want it.
Right.
Okay. Now, see the way I speak. If you remember the way I used to speak very fast. Now I have to think about the words, because even though I can speak, can speak, okay.
Yeah.
There are so many words. One, I can pronounce. Two,
okay.
I don't even know. Okay. In my mind, I think I know it, but I can't remember what that word is called.
Okay.
So for me, if I get back to many times when I need to talk to people, I have to tell them, hey, I want to talk to you about this, but there are so many words I can't use So I see, when I speak to people, in my mind, I have to replace words.
Yes.
Just because I can't remember how that word, I might know a word.
Yes.
See, this is something that is fascinating to me.
Yes.
How the brain works.
Yes.
I know a word, but I can't speak it. I don't know how how that works.
Yeah.
You know a word. Yes, you know it.
Yes. Yeah. But you can't articulate it.
You can't articulate it.
Yeah.
I sometimes I can use a word, but I can't spell it. Sometimes I say a word that sounds with an S, for example.
Yes.
Okay. I will tell you, I might sit down here for 5 minutes trying to remember how to write an S.
Okay.
See, there are so many different things, but the brain is a wonderful
no,
organ.
It is. It's
very
fascinating
wonderful
and complex.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So when I see you, I'm happy you are here.
Yes.
I'm happy I'm here.
Yes.
You know.
Especially at, as we age.
Yeah.
Because then it's not a given.
Yeah.
I've been through a season of my peers losing one or more parents.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you have as well.
My mom, for example, is gone during my
I see.
yeah. During my struggle. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So it's good to be thankful for life and to do the best we can for these bodies.
Yep.
These bodies that we're going to leave when we
One day.
leave this life.
One day.
Yeah.